Hey guys, it's Brett on the go today. Hey, I want to talk about Starlink. So there's tons and tons and tons of videos out there about Starlink and, you know, putting them on the roof and how to put them on the roof of your motorhome and so forth. But today I really wanted to tell you the story of Starlink. We've had Starlink almost 2 years. So we were very lucky in the very beginning. We got in the demo portion of Starlink and we began to test it. I mean, so far that our satellite dish used to be round. So it used to be just like everybody else's satellite dish out there on the market. So the only problem that we found over time basically was that I got tired of throwing the stupid cable over, you know, putting it in the bays underneath, and you know, it was you know, frustrating. It didn't really have a mount for the RV. It didn't really have anything. So about 6 months ago I decided to design a complete system for Starlink. And the other problem we had with Starlink, to be honest with you, was that we live in the Northwest, so we were caught in the trees a lot of times. So today I'm in my 2021 Newmar Ventana, and we are seriously mounting the Starlink. The Starlink cables are going through the roof. No more putting it up or down. It's always going to remain on the roof here with the our Newmar. So I wanted to show you a little bit about what we did and what I'm in the process of doing right now, and then I'm going to show you the final product here at the end. So we have decided that, or I've decided that I have found the ideal place to run the Starlink, and because Newmar has a fuse panel right in here, which gives you access to both 120 volts and also 12 volts for my lift for my satellite dish. So I drilled a hole up here in the corner just to make it a little bit more room, because all the wiring that they had running through here was just too much to get anything else. So I got my fish tape running through here. And then I pulled the surround from the vent. And one of the problems in motorhomes today is they are so well insulated, and there are so many things going on with electronics that it makes it difficult to find a place. So as you can see, I got my ladder in here, I got everything. And I went ahead and looked around and found the race where all the wires are running along the edge of the coach. And I drilled a hole right there in the center of the vent and added that extra hole right up in here in the cabinet to run my cables. And the other thing that we kind of thought a lot about was that we really wanted to mount our router very center in the coach so that it covered you know, absolutely everywhere. So, and we did look around everywhere in the coach to try to find the ideal place through everybody's comments and videos and so forth about where to mount them. I pulled apart all the controls up here. There was really no easy way to get into the race here. There are so many wires that are in here already. This cabinet up in the top, they said, oh yeah, just put it in that cabinet. Well, that cabinet didn't work out well either. And you know, today, you know, you'd love to put your router here in the center, which would be a great idea. There's not a whole lot in here because we run Apple through everything these days. We don't run DVDs or any of that anymore. But you know, when you start wiring in slides, it really becomes difficult. So we decided not to do that as well. So anyway, I am going to climb up onto the roof and show you guys the other section of the mounting here in our 2021 Newmar Ventana. So hey guys, here I am up on top of my Newmar Ventana, which is a 4369. By the way, I didn't put the model in before. And I'm going to show you, you know, some of the options that we tried to use. There's a bunch of junk on top of this motorhome that most of us don't ever use. Over here, is a cellular repeater that supposedly makes better reception for cellular. The old Winegard, I guess if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you got no TV, you know, it's an alternative. So we tried to go through right here as well, tried to run a fish tape and got absolutely nowhere. So I really wanted to mount my satellite dish midship so that, you know, if we were in trees or whatever the problem was, that we could overcome that. So right here is where all the awning wiring goes through, and we decided to come right here next to the powered vent and put a hole in right here. So right here we're going to trim this back, and we're going to put a metal electrical box, an outdoor box, outdoor cover, just like what is here on the awnings. So we're going to set it up the same way. You know, people say, oh, just run it down the vent tube. Well, there's the vent tube. It's not real easy to get to. Nothing is real easy to get to. But I do have to tell you this, once you're done, and you'll see when we're all done here, that sealing up the top of your motorhome is probably the most critical thing that you can do. Don't mess around with it, otherwise you're going to have rain everywhere. So this is our starting point. This is where we're going to put everything, and we're going to put our lift and our Starlink satellite dish right here. And I'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we're going to put it all together and show you how it works. Again, Brett on the Go. Hey, you know, if you love my videos, like them, subscribe, and you'll see more great videos on RVs and hacks and things to do. Hey, and next time we're going to talk about the toilet nightmare. You know, the Dometic is not your friend sometimes when you can't flush. So again, you know, like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll be back in just a bit, and we are going to talk about the lift and the Starlink. Hey, if you've got any comments, please, hey, questions, ask me. I love to help. All right, see you back in a little bit. Well, we're back inside the motorhome, and let's take a look inside the bathroom cabinet. We've got the router all mounted up inside. We have the 110 volt hooked to the router, and also the cable from the satellite to the router. We also hooked 24 volt DC to the lift, which is something we didn't talk much about, but I'll show you in a couple minutes. The ideal thing was that the breaker panel was right here next to it, and it made it easy to attach the satellite system to one of the breakers that was not being used, and I chose the engine block because the engine block was something in the Northwest we rarely use. So once I pulled that out, got it all back together, and now everything is beautifully mounted inside the cabinet. And, you know, I think it really fits well. Well, to make it easy, we are going to use the drone to take a look at the roof. One of the things we did learn along the way is when we put the satellite in park mode, that it still didn't lay flat, and that, you know, it caught in a few trees. It looks beautiful on the roof, and the lift's capability to get out of the trees was absolutely awesome. So now let's take a look at how it really works on the roof. And I have to say, we are probably never more happier than the day that this became a permanent part of the motorhome. And you can see here we're back in Las Vegas, and the mount is in the upright position, so we've taken it out of stow, and here it goes up. So when we were caught in the trees, you know, we had the ability to lift about 3 feet to get out of the trees. And let me tell you, this thing worked better than anything that I've ever seen in the way of Starlink. And you never had to think twice about it. What a great installation. Let's talk more about Starlink, and thanks for tuning in. Brett on the Go.